More or less, like I think I got the concept of the menu and all the food types just from living in Hawaii. Like a lot of the health bars, health shops, and stuff like that is where I kind of all started out, and that's where I learned about acai as well. So I would say more entrepreneur, just because I have other ideas and other things I also want to do that's not related to this business at all. I'd look at it more in terms of like building, or like building a big label set, just because I think there's always pieces you want to connect into your ideas and stuff like that. I don't see myself just only doing this for the near future. So I think a lot of it was basically I really wanted this stuff here, and it was the right opportunity, right moment at the time when I was in Brazil, and I just saw the opportunity was there. So I just kind of like took the chance and just said, okay, I'm going to get out of my old job and just kind of just try just out for a year or two to see how it goes. It wasn't hard to come up with the idea, but I think a lot of the execution part was what's more difficult. The idea was already there. It was something a bit, I think, unique just because no one really knew what it was, right? So it's more of just execution and educating people what it is that we're eating here. Well, we originally started out as wholesale business, so we were supplying the whole market, the food market, with acai. And then when we noticed that a lot of these places were either made it too melted or runny or whatnot, we're like, okay, it's usually more acai than they should be using. So then we figured, why don't we kind of like educate the market a little bit and open this shop and show like how to what an acai bowl really supposed to be. So I guess it's more of just kind of standardizing the quality of what an acai bowl is what kind of gave us that initiation to do it. So I majored in finance and economics. Did it help me? I think it kind of laid the foundation of understanding what business was, but what was more important was more of the work-life experience that I was able to apply a lot more to managing people, because people management is something they don't really teach in college. That's through experience more likely, and that's probably the most important thing that I found to be important in doing this business. Okay. So it was just me and my other partner Bang, which pretty much run we do the operations, HR, finance, procurement, everything until we kind of got our own little team, and we kind of split it half and half. Like sometimes we would do HR, sometimes I would do finance, and it's always a little bit of everything. But yeah, it's just only two guys right now. Well, since we started out mainly in wholesale, like in selling to restaurants, target audience was important to the sense where we knew who the end consumers were going to be. But whereas our customers, we had to really focus more on the owners of those business, building a relationship with them, because you're introducing something that's completely new and they don't really know what it is. No one else is selling it. They don't, they're not going to take your word for it unless you kind of build the relationship and show them how it's doing in other markets. Well, first off, we choose based on the people that are walking around their foot traffic, because that's probably I'd say we rely mostly on that. Then we look at the delivery radius locations of our other shops, make sure that they're not cannibalizing over other shops as well, and then also obviously whether accessibility in terms of parking and all that stuff is also important as well. Yeah, that's really interesting. So that really picked up, like I'd say, beginning of last year, because back then I think we knew that there's Uber Eats, Grab Food, and Get, and now there's a couple new more players in the market. So a lot of these new players are actually pushing and promoting and helping us in doing this. So all these promotions and everything are literally them setting it up, not really us. Definitely has helped the business grow a lot. So when we opened that delivery application, I think definitely we saw a big growth there. Just do it. Just do it. Don't ask too many questions. Don't worry too much. I think a lot of the mistakes was just being scared and not knowing whether it's going to work or not. But I mean, you don't really know whether that's going to happen, right? If you're 50-50 in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, in doing what you're doing right now, I think that's the main hurdle for everyone to have to jump into. Silver and gold, new desire, friends on fire. Call me love.